This is Plant-Based Briefing. Where are they now? Updates from some of our all-time favorite success stories by Lisa Esile, MS, at forksoverknives.com. And I'm Marian Erickson, your host. This is the curated content plant-based podcast, where I narrate a variety of articles on plant-based and vegan living with permission in about 10 minutes or less every weekday. Think of it as your quick daily dose of inspiration to stay the course with your healthy, compassionate, and sustainable lifestyle. And I'm pleased to have permission from Forks Over Knives to share their content. So now let's get to today's plant-based briefing. Where are they now? Updates from some of our all-time favorite success stories by Lisa Esile, MS, at forksoverknives.com. There's nothing more inspiring and energizing for us than hearing how a whole food plant-based lifestyle has improved readers' health and well-being. Over the years, we've been deeply moved by stories of people reversing debilitating and sometimes life-threatening diseases. We've witnessed many do a U-turn on multiple generations' worth of poor eating habits, establishing a healthier way forward for their families. We've seen some who set out to improve their health in one area unexpectedly improve in other areas as well, sometimes beyond their wildest dreams. This week marks the 14th anniversary of Forks Over Knives. To celebrate, we caught up with a few of our favorite success stories from over the years. We hope you enjoy their updates as much as we have. Editor's note: if you've improved your health after going whole food plant-based and would like to share your story, or if we've published your success story in the past and you'd like to let us know how it's going today, please do so, linked here. Aaron Calder, from severe liver disease to weight training and fitter than ever. Almost 10 years ago, Aaron Calder reversed severe liver disease and a host of other health complications on a whole food plant-based diet. Today, Calder says he'll never go back. My overall health, and especially my liver disease, have continued to improve. I joined the gym back in 2021, and I work out 2 hours a day every day, something specialists said would never be possible. I've built a lot of muscle and have never felt better. I've learned plants do indeed have protein, and my physique and strength show it. Calder says that over the years, many people have reached out to him about their own struggles with addiction and liver disease. I've passed on my knowledge of what has helped me, and those people who've gone plant-based have seen their health improve too. Read Aaron's original success story linked here. Pamela Footman: I lost 100 pounds in a year on a plant-based diet and kept it off at 60. When we last saw Pamela Footman in 2022, she had just gone plant-based a year earlier and had already shed excess weight that she'd been carrying for decades. Today, Footman is more enthused than ever about the whole food plant-based lifestyle and continues to enjoy her passions such as swimming. My doctors are absolutely amazed that I'm not taking medications to control high blood pressure, diabetes, or high cholesterol, Footman says. Footman, who was 60 when she started on this journey, says it's never too late for anyone to turn their life around and improve their health. Read Pamela's full success story linked here. Amy Horn: from overweight with type 2 diabetes to ultra-marathons. After going whole food plant-based 6 years ago, Amy Horn beat the disease that plagued her family for generations, type 2 diabetes. Her husband, Rod, was motivated to join her in the whole food plant-based lifestyle after he suffered a widowmaker heart attack. Today, Amy and Rod remain plant-strong. Since we originally published her success story in 2021, Amy has run 3 ultramarathons and several 50K trail races, and writes, "My diabetes and autoimmune condition continue to be diet-controlled, no meds." The couple continues sharing their story with others, inspiring several friends to cut back on dairy. Horn notes, "This whole food plant-based lifestyle works. I've even found great options in some airports." Read Amy's full success story linked here. Anthony Masiello: young dad loses 160 pounds and passes healthy lifestyle on to the kids. When he was just 33 years old, Anthony Masiello was denied a 20-year term life insurance policy due to having high blood pressure and being morbidly obese. Wanting to be around to see his children grow up, Masiello adopted a whole food plant-based diet and transformed his life. 19 years later, his dedication to the lifestyle remains strong. He turned his personal transformation into a professional mission, founding Love.Life Telehealth, a platform that connects patients with lifestyle medicine doctors. I look at the activities I did with my wife and kids as they were growing up: running, skiing, snowboarding, hiking, biking, skateboarding, jumping rope, and finding delicious healthy food in all of our travels, and I couldn't imagine living a better life, Masiello says. I sure am grateful that I was able to pass on my healthy lifestyle to my children, and we will never know what that might have looked like if I did not make these changes for myself first. Read Anthony's full success story linked here. Tim Kaufman, from sick, disabled, and on multiple meds to thriving on a plant-based diet. When Tim Kaufman discovered Forks Over Knives 13 years ago, he was over 400 pounds, addicted to painkillers, nearly immobile, and taking more than 20 prescription medications a day. Fast forward to today, Kaufman is a competitive endurance athlete, completely medication-free, and thriving alongside his wife, Heather. Together, we've lost nearly 300 pounds and gained a life we never thought possible, writes Kaufman. Kaufman shares his biggest lessons. The key to making this way of eating sustainable long-term is building a life I absolutely love. Without an optimal diet, I can't live life to its fullest. I used to think it was all about the food and that a better life was just a bonus. But now I see it differently. My focus is on living fully, with my diet as the foundation, along with gratitude, community, fitness, joy, mental clarity, and spiritual growth. I stay on this path not because I have to, but because I genuinely love the life it's given me, one filled with energy, purpose, and joy. Read Tim Kaufman's success story linked here. Dave Wegner. I dropped 100 pounds in 1 year by ditching animal products and processed foods. In 2021, we shared the story of Dave Wegner, who had dropped 140 pounds since transitioning to a whole food plant-based diet 5 years earlier. Today, Dave and his wife, Leah, remain committed to the plant-based lifestyle and say they will be for the rest of their lives. Since we published his story, Wegner says he's been enjoying travel in comfort and with confidence, crossing off a bucket list dream, journey 1,300 miles only by foot and train, from Centralia, Washington to the house where he grew up in North Glen, Colorado. The Wegner's home remains a plant-based safe haven. While Wegner has kept off most of the weight, he gained back some of the pounds when schools opened up after the pandemic. I still feel great, he writes. People who haven't seen me in years notice the change, and my medical and physiological issues are still reversed, Wegner says. I've begun what I call my Phase 2. Phase 2 is mindfully applying everything I know and have learned to lose those stubborn remaining pounds slowly and steadily with the plant-strong, starch-based, minimally processed plants or MPP lifestyle, changes I intend to follow until I die. Read Dave's full success story linked here. Brittany Giroudi, from high blood pressure and high cholesterol at 25 to thriving in her 30s. Struggling with high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and obesity at only 25 years old, Brittany Giroudi turned her life around when she adopted a whole food plant-based diet. Since 2019, Giroudi has grown a YouTube channel dedicated to sharing the plant-based lifestyle and just gave birth to her first child. Given Giroudi's history of hypertension, healthcare workers pegged her as high risk and initially only expected to let her pregnancy go to 37 weeks, but she ended up having a smooth, full-term pregnancy. I felt like every time I showed up at the doctor, I was proving to them, look what this lifestyle can do, she says. Read her original success story linked here. And Yvonne Dennis, conquering addiction to processed foods on a plant-based diet. After years of struggling with refined food addiction and compulsive overeating, Yvonne Dennis experienced significant improvements to her mental and physical health by going salt, oil, flour, alcohol, and sugar, or SOFAs, free, and eating a diet of nothing but whole plant foods. In addition to weight loss, improved moods, and mental clarity, Dennis says there was one other major benefit. The most pleasant surprise of all was that I no longer felt driven by addiction to junk foods. Since we first shared her story in 2021, Dennis has remained chiefly on this diet with one period of relapse. To stay on track, Dennis says that she focuses on fostering a peaceful life, prioritizing rest and ease, and staying clear on her why. Read Yvonne's original success story linked here. You just listened to Where Are They Now? Updates from some of our all-time favorite success stories by Lisa Esile, MS, at forksoverknives.com. And I'm Marian Erickson, your host. As always, I put a link to the original post in the show notes. So from there, you can link to the original success stories and hear more details about each of these people if you're interested. And I always love these success stories. I think they're so inspirational. So please do share this episode with anyone who might benefit, and thanks for listening.